welcome back to Mickey Car Beauty. I'm Mickey, and on my channel I love to talk about luxury skincare and beauty. And today I will be trying on a bunch of new to me makeup. So I have the new Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Primer, the GUERLAIN Ombres Quad in Metal Butterfly, and that is the one that has pink in it. And then I'm trying out the new Dior Forever Natural Velvet Powder Foundation, and then trying on some other items. So if you're interested, then keep watching. So today we'll start by trying on the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Primer. So this is not a first impressions. I've actually used this at least twice. And so I had heard good things about this. I didn't want to necessarily get this product in the summer. So here we are in fall. So I thought I would get that and try it out. So this is what it looks like. It's clear. I don't think it has a smell. Sometimes the Tom Ford products have a smell of lavender, and that's not the case with this. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. It does have a slight scent, but I don't think it's that signature Tom Ford scent of lavender. It just kind of smells like skincare. Okay. Okay, and I think it's good that we're trying on some makeup today, because just kind of real skin, I'm actually, you know, this is what my rosacea looks like when I'm having a flare-up. And then we'll see if actually it does cover some of that up with this soft matte primer. So far it feels pretty good. It doesn't feel super tacky, but it's not dried down. Sometimes primers feel like either like skincare, or they feel like really like a primer where it's like silicone. So I would say this is less emollient than my favorite Holy Grail primer, the Sisley Double Tensor primer. That one is more like skincare, and it's definitely less emollient than the Live Tinted. So I've been using this all summer, and even now because it's still sunny, the Live Tinted Hue Guard, which is a 3-in-1 mineral sunscreen, moisturizer, and primer. This is actually really, really good. I'm really enjoying that. But I also can compare it with the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas. That definitely feels a lot more matte and silky. So maybe perhaps there's more silicone in this. Okay, so I gave the primer a little bit time to settle down. And so I ended up picking up the Dior Forever Natural Velvet Foundation. It is, reading from the package, there's supposed to be no transfer. It's supposed to be a long wear compact foundation and concentrated floral skincare. And I think it's part of that rebranding Dior is doing, trying to have cleaner beauty and cleaner packaging. I did not get along well with the Dior reformulation of the Matte and Glow Foundation. And I'll link those reviews to the Matte and Glow Foundation up above here and then below. I actually loved the old formula. And what was so disappointing about that release is that it looks beautiful on film and on pictures, but in reality it was actually separating. And that was not the case with the old formula. So when I got color matched at Nordstrom's for this, what was disappointing is that they actually don't have the same shade range for this product here as they do with the liquid foundation. Okay, there's not much information on here. I think it's made in the UK. There's a sponge that comes with this, and I just usually don't use sponges because they're dirty after a while after you use it. Apparently one side of the sponge is supposed to be a velvety finish and the other is a smooth side. And let me open it. So I ended up I was trying to shade match. I know my color in the liquid foundation for Dior has always been 3WO, warm olive. And they did not have a 3WO. They only had a 3 neutral, and it was very, very light. So she did a shade match for me for 2W, which was warm, but it was still very, very light. So I don't know, we'll see. I am still interested and kind of on the hunt for compact foundation to go. I recently reviewed the Patrick Ta cream foundation, and I actually enjoyed the cream foundation, but I really did not like the powder. So, and I'll put the review of that as well. So I'm trying to see what could possibly work for me on the go. And so this is what the product looks like. It's like Dior packaging. It does not come with a velvet pouch, which is kind of sad. And so it's got the CD here, and then it comes with the sponge here. And again, maybe I'd use the sponge if I'm on the go, but I would definitely have to clean it because, you know, sponges, unless we clean them, they're just like harbors for bacteria and also acne. So, all right. So one side of the sponge is very smooth and the other has more texture. I can feel it. These, I would probably normally just use a brush, but why don't we do that? I'll take the smooth side and try it up here on my forehead and see how it goes. But let me do a really quick swatch of this. We'll see. I don't know. This looks pretty light. Just gonna take it on the smooth side and see what it looks like on my forehead. Okay, that's what it looks like on that side. And then taking the other side, which is the non-smooth side of this sponge, and just taking some of that on this side. Yeah, this looks super light. Okay, for the purpose of the video, I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm feeling like maybe it won't look so cakey if I use the maybe it won't look so cakey if I use a brush, because I can see that since it's so light, it might be better to come in with a brush. BK Beauty 101 brush, and just kind of going into this. There's definitely a perfume smell, and that happens with Christian Dior. There's usually a scent with their makeup. Maybe that's the floral smell they're talking about. Okay, so this is what it looks like with application with a brush. My forehead is way too light. Maybe I should have just left it blank. Okay, so I want to see what this looks like with a brush. So you saw that side. It's not too bad. I guess I could get away with this color. I guess I could get away with this as it gets lighter out and the sun goes away in the summer, in the winter, and then I get lighter. Let me try it with the sponge on this side and see what happens. Okay, there's almost like a little bit more coverage with the sponge. It's more like almost like a more fuller coverage, if you can see. Whereas that was lighter, you can see more texture. So what I'm going to do is go in with the sponge on this side and just hit the spots that are more red. Okay, it's definitely too light. Okay, we're gonna just go with it because it's just part of it is like a test the video and just want to show you what works and doesn't. So if you're lighter than me but have a warm tone, this is gonna be great for you. That's a 2W, but they didn't have a 3W or a 4W. I would even try to go deeper, but they didn't have that. Okay, so we're gonna try to do, this is what happens if I have a foundation that's too light. We're gonna definitely bronze her up. Wanting to do this for a while. I'm going to take my Le Beige Water Fresh Complexion Touch and actually use that as a concealer because it's so emollient. Okay, so it's that Water Fresh Complexion Touch, and I like to break it up. There we go. Just going into that. It's not my favorite product. I don't feel like it's wearing well, this complexion touch. Like, I just love the original so much more. I feel like the original Water Fresh Beige is more goof proof, and this one's a little bit fussier. Okay. So grabbing more here. Curious to hear what you all looking forward to in the fall. I'm looking forward to going to visit a pumpkin patch and farm. I want to go early in October, maybe next week, before I meet the crowds. Love getting my pumpkins and then just being outside and seeing the color change on the trees. And I gotta dig out my Halloween decorations to put outside. This is what the Water Fresh Complexion Touch looks under the eye. It doesn't look too bad. It's not my favorite product, and it's like really expensive for just a concealer if that's what I'm gonna use it for. But I held on to it because I wanna see how this does in the winter when my skin is drier. So this could be actually a pretty good product. So what I wanna do now is set my under eye. Now that I've got that going, I'm grabbing my Pat McGrath under eye powder, grabbing a Surratt brush. This is that squirrel hair brush. I love to use this for just really just precise application. It's supposed to be like the large brush for your for makeup application on your up here, but it's like way too big. I've actually been using this as like a spot treatment. It's not bad. It's pretty good actually, because it's such a soft brush. I love it. I love these Surratt brushes. Now I know why people love these, and it's such a beautiful handle. It's not picking it up, but there's almost a blue, there you can see it. There's like a blue purple shift in the design of the brushes. So it's really beautiful. I really want to get more of those Surratt brushes. The under eye is done. The Fenty Beauty eye primer. I'm looking for a better eye primer, so if you have one you like, let me know. This one is just okay. It just feels like kind of like a drugstore primer. It's a little patchy, and the liquid is just like, it starts to clump, and I don't like that. Like, you don't need that for a primer. You need something that's going to smooth everything over. It's really bothering me that I'm this light, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the trick I saw Jane Hughes do about contouring. I'm grabbing a Jane Hughes 08 brush, and she had this really quick video on Instagram where she's like, take a bronzer and swirl it around. You can do that. I think that's more than enough on here. And she said, find where the edge of your eye goes to your cheek and pop it there. Down where your cheek is, pop that here, and then bring it up. And that's like the easy way to contour. Ooh, that looks good. Okay, I'll put a little bit too much here, but okay, and then she said put a little bit, whatever is left on your brush here. Okay, that warmed up my face. That's not so bad because I'm just like, it's way too pale. And then I'm actually going to do this because I need to contour a bit here. I didn't do a review of these brushes because I didn't want to dedicate a whole video to it. The short review of it is that I do like the large face brushes for cream products, because it's good to have synthetic brushes for cream products. I don't really care for the eye brushes. They don't work for me, so I've been ignoring those brushes. But for the face brushes from the Jane Hughes spectrum, those are quite good. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes since I put this foundation on. It's okay. I think it looks better that I warmed up, but you let me know. I mean, I think it looks fine. I guess it looks a little dry, but because my skin is so oily, it might be okay. It might look really, really awesome throughout the day, because it might start out a little bit too dry, but then throughout the day, my natural oils most likely will come through. So it'll end up having like a nice dewy finish. I'm going to warm up my face still, because I still think it looks pretty, it looks pretty pale. So I'm going to grab the Face Pro from Sony G, and I like to pinch the ferrule. And I'm going into the Victoria Beckham bronzing brick and just doing this. I'm trying not to aggressively do this because then it kind of moves the product. And again, pinching the ferrule so it's a little bit narrower, going into both colors. Just to warm up my face, because especially that forehead, that was like way too light. Okay, that's nice. Just add some color back into my face. Okay, so that looks a lot better. And that's a good trick. Like if you ever have foundation that is too light, the easiest trick is to, you know, take some cream bronzer or contour or, you know, powder bronzer to warm up your face. I'm going to quickly grab my Guerlain quad, and I haven't shown this yet. So this is the Ombre Metal Butterfly 555. Beautiful packaging, has like a velvet case. It reminds me a lot of like the Tom Ford. So you open it like this. It reminds me of the Patrick Ta case. So that is what it looks like. And I'll do a swatch of this really quick. So pretty. Okay, so we're gonna just do a really, I guess I kind of, see if I can do a simple look. So grabbing my Sonia G Crease Pro and going into this shade here. So a lot of comparisons were made about this quad maybe being like the new Tom Ford. It's a really nice formula. It's not the same as the Tom Ford formula. It's not really a wet and dry, but it's kind of like close to it. The shadows go on really nicely. Like that was just easy. So I had just started doing, almost finished my reviews of the Chanel Tweeds collection. Like these are definitely more pigmented and easier to put on than the Tweed collection. There's just, I think there's like a little bit more oil in these. Not that the Tweed collection is hard to put on, because Chanel's known to be like super easy, kind of beginner friendly, not professional makeup artists makeup for eyeshadows. Those are really idiot proof kind of quads. I mean, this color story is a little bit more adventurous. I could never see Chanel doing a color story like this. That's why it's exciting. So there's almost like, I almost feel like there's a little bit more emolliency in this formula. And that's why people were like, is it a wet and dry formula? I don't believe it is, but the color for orange is like, you can see how easily it's going on. Beautiful, right? And done. So I'm going to stop there. And then what am I going to do? Do I want gold? No, I want that pink. That pink is so pretty. So I'm going to grab a Suqqu 242 brush. It's like this flat brush, and go into this pink color here and just put that all over the lid. Because why not? Okay, and then there's that shimmer color. I think, well, let's do this first. I want to deepen up the outer part, so that's that brown color, this one here. I'm just taking my mini booster from Sonia G. And I don't want to spend too much time buffing this in. And I just want to show you a really quick look, because I actually am pressed for time right now. And it's so, with these color combinations on me, this brown color, when I'm mixing it with the pink and the orange, it's almost looking like it's purple. Do you see that? It's so pretty. I'm gonna grab this, actually both of these, and just run it underneath. See what happens. Okay, grab the pink and the orange, just running it underneath because I want to connect the look. And then I'm wondering, got the Pencil Pro brush, Sonia G, going into this, and just gonna pop. Whoops! Oh wow, that's really, okay, careful. That one is really shiny. And then I actually just wanted to pop it on the inner corner. I should have remembered this, about this. It's a little flaky. Yeah, I don't really like it there, so I'm gonna try to push that out, but see if I can blend it out more because it actually looks like a sunset. You know what I'm gonna do? Okay, so it's a little bit here on the inner corners, but actually what I'm gonna do is just do this. Pop it right in the middle. I love this liner. It's the brown liner from Surratt for a quick wing. And it's like a calligraphy pen. I would say that if you're not super confident in winged liners are not too great, I don't know if I'd recommend this because that tip, again, it's like a calligraphy felt pen. For me, I've been doing wing liners for a very long time, so I'm pretty confident in how to navigate it. But if you're a beginner, do not get this. I would say Kat Von D is a great liquid liner for people who are not confident with liquid liners. I've heard Stila is also good. And then there's the Tom Ford one if you want to spend an exorbitant amount of money on a liner. That's like $50. Okay, so that's it. And I know it looks dark on me, but actually it's brown, but I love it. So I'm actually just gonna grab my Gucci mascara. I love this one. If you have long lashes, this is so good at separating. I don't have particularly long lashes, but I use this in combination with like the Faux Seals or Chanel for, you know, combination of volumizing, but this is great for separating. So if you are blessed with long lashes already, this is such a great one. It doesn't clump and it just kind of lifts and separates up. So it makes your lashes look super long. It's like a more natural look. It's not volumizing. And that's what that looks like. It's like the wand isn't super fuzzy. It looks like it's maybe like a 3D printer or rubberized. I'm not sure. But it's great at separating the lashes. So my most used mascaras are the Faux Seals for Everyday Nourishing, then the volumizing mascara, Chanel. The Dark Star mascara is my favorite, like Vava Voom going out volumizing mascara. And this is my favorite, like lengthening and separating natural, kind of like more natural look. Daytime look. Just do some at the end here. And I just threw out my tried and true MAC Giga Black mascara because it's hit the 3-month mark. Okay, so that is that mascara. Isn't it pretty? It's such a pretty. Okay, I'm gonna do my eyebrows really quick. Surratt. I just did a review of this on another video. This has replaced my Tom Ford eyebrow gel. It's a really nice product. It does a better job of kind of spiking up my eyebrows, which is like the trend now. So I like that. Okay, that's done. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm loving this look. And the last thing I'm gonna do, because I already put bronzer on, is actually use this Gucci blush, which is in Rosy Beige. It's such a great, like, I just really am really enjoying these blushes. So I'm gonna put this all over. There is this floral scent, which is like their perfume, but I'm not mad about it because it goes away. Okay, such a pretty color. I'm over blushing for the sake of the video. Okay, so what's last? I think I want to use lipstick. I'm going to use my Velvet Affair lipstick today, kind of a nude. so pretty. And then I'm going to grab my Velvet, my Affair Gloss from Lisa Eldridge. Okay, and that's it. That is the final look. What do you all think? Great. And so thanks for joining me on my Get Ready With Me with the new products. I'll pin a comment below on how this is wearing and the primer and the eyeshadow. But I'm loving the eyeshadow. We'll see how this wears and I'll pin a comment. So thanks for joining me, Beauty Fam. And if you haven't done so already, please consider liking and commenting below and subscribing to my channel. And as always, please be very kind to yourself and others and just be you. Until the next video, bye.